Catherine Freeman. Can anyone in this room say that they have never eaten a peanut? Because I can. When I was 14 months old, I was diagnosed with severe food allergies. I was allergic to peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, and mango. And I used to be allergic to milk, eggs, and soy. I grew out of those allergies. I grew out of soy when I was just 4 years old. I grew out of milk when I was 8 years old. And I grew out of eggs just 6 months ago when I was 17 years old. So when I was deciding for what to do for my senior project, I knew that since allergies had been such a big part of my life, I knew I wanted to incorporate that somehow and help incorporate that into the community. So I chose to raise awareness to elementary schools and the students and their teachers. So for my project, I did presentations to elementary schools. I taught 3 classes at 2 different schools. I did 15-minute presentations, and I taught the kids all about food allergies and how many people are affected, how 1 in 13 kids in America are affected with food allergies. And they thought that was really amazing because there were so many kids in their class, and that meant like 3 people had food allergies out of their class. So they thought that was really cool. I taught them how to use the EpiPen and the AviQ. They really loved that. So I taught them with the trainers, obviously. So how you do it is you put it against your leg and you just push, and then it sends the needle into your leg with the medication. And this one is a little just more compact with the same medication. It's a little newer. That one's been around longer. It has a junior dose, so for the younger kids, they don't have as much medication. They don't need as much medication as an adult dose, so they have a junior version in that one. So this is an AviQ. It's a little newer. It's more compact. Teenagers like it more. They can carry it around in their pocket. So this one talks to you, actually. It explains everything. It makes a lot of noise. It's kind of loud.
You are ready to use pull off red safety guard.
So you just pull off this, and then you pull off that.
Not ready to use. Reheat the outer case.
And then you pull that off. I'm not going to do it because it's not a trainer, so I'm not going to go any further. If it was a trainer, I would. Okay, so the next slide. So my presentations were 15 minutes. My project in total was 10 hours. So this was me presenting to the elementary schools. The first picture, I was asking questions. They were asking questions. They had a ton of questions for me, which I loved. I was not expecting them to have as many questions as they did. They really were very interactive with me and were very curious. They had a lot of good questions that I was loved to answer and so willing to answer. And then that other picture was just me interacting with the students while they were going around doing their training on their legs with the trainers, which, okay, the next one. So that experience was really rewarding, which I loved. So what is a food allergy? So food allergies is a reaction to the body from a substance that the body considers a foreign object. So if I ate a peanut, my body considers it to be a foreign substance, and my body basically attacks itself until that substance is basically out of the body, or something is done to like calm my body down. So the only thing to do that is epinephrine and AviQ or the EpiPen, and seeking immediate medical attention after a reaction is necessary. So the top 8 allergens, these are the most common food allergies found. That's why they are the top 8. So they are peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, milk, eggs, soy, trying to add sesame in that list. So there would be top 9. So there are 300,000 Americans with food allergy to sesame seeds as of last year, 2018. So that is a new study that they're trying to add. They're trying to add that to the top 9 because that would go into the Food Allergy and Labeling Act, which forces food companies to label their foods if they contain any of these ingredients on the bottom in big letters to warn anyone allergic to those items. So the FDA actually found 25% food not labeled with allergens that it contained. So there was a bunch of unnecessary reactions that could have been avoided with this act that these companies did not follow. There's no cure. You can only treat. They can only be treated. You can grow out of food allergies, which is very lucky. Many can be outgrown. Peanut and tree nut allergies are usually the ones that aren't outgrown, which is unfortunate because they are one of the more severe food allergies. Okay, next one. So there are 32 million people affected with a food allergy in the United States. So that is a 380% increase in reactions from the year 2007 to the year 2016. So that is a 42.2% increase in reactions each year in a 9-year period from a food allergic cause. So there are two types of reactions. There is a mild reaction, which affects one system of the body, and an anaphylactic reaction, which affects 2 or more systems of the body. A mild reaction can include hives, itching or swelling of the lips, wheezing or coughing, anything like that, but there's only one symptom. And then the anaphylactic reaction is more of the life-threatening, and it definitely needs to seek medical attention. So it includes more serious of the two or more of the, so you have coughing and itchy lips, that would be considered an anaphylactic reaction because it affects 2 of the body systems. And then there are symptoms that automatically upgrade the reaction to an anaphylactic reaction, and this is cardiac arrest, fainting, and closing of the throat. So the only treatment is epinephrine, and these doses only last 15 minutes. So this needs to be administered every 15 minutes until medical attention is sought after, and the doctors take it from there until the body is completely calmed down. Okay. So some of my pros of this project was I really loved the kids being interactive with the ABAQ and the EpiPens and learning how to do it. They had so many questions, which I loved. They really were curious about my life and how I was affected by allergies, and they were really wanting to help in the process. So the cons is it's hard to keep them gathered and focused for 15 minutes. So what I would do differently is I would keep them more interacted and a shorter presentation. Okay, so any questions? Okay.
This is my audience, my 2 parents, my mom and dad, Tracy and Leslie, and my 2 dogs, Coda and Lily.